Hemi Joel here at the Hidden Lake Horsepower Farm. I just got finished converting the brakes on the Corvette over to silicone brake fluid and rebuilding the whole brake system, new shoes, new hoses, everything. I got that done and drove it around just a little bit, and then the fuel pump failed. So that job is in process, but I had to pull that off the hoist and put the 33 Auburn Speedster back into the service bay because I got a show 2 days from today, and I want to bring this car and I want to bring my 29 Cord L29 and have them next to each other in this show. So I think that would be really cool. They've never been together before. The Cord is stored at a different location. And what I have to do on this is I have to go through the brakes because they have been, the hydraulic system is all gummed up and corroded from sitting with .3 brake fluid in it. So I'm going to do basically the same thing as I did on the Corvette. I already pulled out the master cylinder. I am going to pull the wheel cylinders out. I'm going to rebuild all 5 of those items. I got 3 new brake hoses. I'm going to put those in. I'm going to flush out the whole system and then put it back together with the .5 fluid. Now, interestingly enough, I figured out today that the master cylinder in the 33 Auburn Salon Speedster is almost identical to the master cylinder in the 61 Corvette. So I just ordered a master cylinder rebuild kit for a 61 Corvette from Napa, and that's supposed to be in at 3 o'clock, and it's 12:30 right now. So I got to get all of these wheels pulled off and get these pulled apart and see what those wheel cylinders look like, and maybe I'll have to order kits for those as well. Here I go. Removal of the front drums is going to be pretty conventional. Cotter pin, nut, pull it out, take out the bearings. On the rear, there's a nut and a cotter pin. The cotter pin comes out through a hole in the side of the hub, then the nut comes off. And the drum, the hub, is on the axle with a taper. So I'm going to need to use a puller to get that free from the taper, because that taper locks in, kind of like if you stack up buckets, they don't want to come apart. Same thing, or like a Morse taper in a machine shop. Do you have one of these Craftsman cotter pin puller tools? Sometimes you can't get the cotter pin legs perfectly straight, so they're not easy to pull out. And with one of these, you can get it turned around, pry it out of there sometimes. I'm trying to work one-handed with my left hand. Okay, it's out of there, laying on the floor somewhere. Okay, all 4 drums are off. Wheel bearings are out and soaking in the tank to get all the old grease out of them. Looking at these brakes, they are amazingly clean and modern, at least modern in my world. I guess some people think it's not modern unless it's disc brakes, but you know, up through the 70s, even 80s, you know, your drum brakes were pretty similar to what we have right here. There's no self-adjusters. The configuration of the springs and stuff is a little bit different, but basically the same thing. So I'm not going to put new shoes in. I'm not going to reline them. They have plenty of lining on them, but they're kind of shiny and smooth. So I'm going to wipe them off with some alcohol, and then I'm going to give them a quick deglazing on the belt sander. I'm not going to mess with the adjusters. I'm going to mess with as little as possible, and I'm going to get the new brake hoses put in, and I'm going to run a hone through the cylinders and clean the rust out, put new rubber in them if I can find some, and then put it back together. Looking at the rear brake hose, it's definitely been replaced before. It's not ancient, but I'm going to replace it anyway. The brake line, the hard line, that's definitely the original copper line still there. But I don't trust old rubber, especially with brakes. If you got any old Fords around, you can steal the hubcaps off of them, and they're good for catching drips. I got the first wheel cylinder out, and take a look at this. Man, that thing is rusted. I'm gonna have to rebuild that and all of the rest of them. I'll get busy on that now. Well, I got so busy trying to get this job done before the car show, I didn't do any more video, but I got the brakes all finished up and drove both cars to the car show. And other than about 20 minutes of rain, had a great time. And so that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.